Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Seeing another notable rebound today off the lows in stocks, even though we are lower on the day. We have to understand the context of the situation. We had the major geopolitical escalation over the weekend, the attack on Iran, futures gap down, the dip was bought yesterday. We actually took out that low again this morning, but we are currently above where we opened the week. So, what I've been doing is actually starting to shop some long positions. I have been a bear for about a month, but at this point in time, I think that we're a lot closer to the end of this pullback than the beginning, and I'm starting to look for the stocks that are going to be the leaders once this market bottoms. So, could we see a little bit more downside at the index level? Perhaps, but I do think that the odds of some high-powered names on the long side of the market starting to work has increased. Now, you do have the NASDAQ lagging behind somewhat today, which is not what I prefer to see. Moreover, you do have semiconductors that are underperforming to the downside. So that's not my favorite thing to see. However, you are seeing a rotation back into software, which is something I highlighted in the weekend edition of the Sector Bullseye newsletter. Now, you can find that on our website at TheoTrade.com. But we're seeing a rotation back into software. But I think the biggest observation, if you take a look at the indices, is how the S&P took out its low from earlier in February. In fact, it dropped to its lowest level since mid to late November. Even the Dow has made a new low. The Dow dropped to its lowest level since about mid-December. But here's where it gets interesting, guys, and stick with me here, because the NASDAQ never even took out its low from early February. This is a really big signal because the NASDAQ, and I've been talking about it for months, topped out over 4 months ago now, guys. The NASDAQ hasn't hit a new all-time high since the end of October. This market lives and dies by tech. And for me, this is signaling the start of a rotation back into growth names, back into tech. And we're actually starting to see it play out on a daily level here in markets. I mean, you look at the top performing sector today. Let's see, it is neck and neck. Yeah, right now it still is communications. This is a growth sector. And a couple weeks ago, I pointed out that, hey, we saw the first signs of life from the bulls, and it happened from the communication sector. And here today, with the markets lower, communications are up on the day. That is classical relative strength 101. You also have financials that are up on the day. Meanwhile, a lot of the defensive sectors like consumer staples and utilities, they're down. They're not down more than the market, but they're down more than the growth sector. So still need to see some improvements in tech, specifically XLK. Chips are a bit of a worry, but let's not lose context of the situation. Semiconductors hit a new all-time high last week. It's okay and normal and natural for chips to engage in a period of sideways action. So I think now you're going to see a rotation back into the Magnificent 7, Magnificent 10 stocks, because what you actually have playing out today is the Magnificent 7 stocks down less than the indices. And so we have now a couple of days in recent memory where the Magnificent Seven as a basket are starting to show relative strength against the indices. And we know that, for example, you can add three more stocks, call it the Magnificent 10, if you will. This makes up 40% of the S&P 500. So if we're going to start to see a rotation back into the Mag 10, this is good for the indices. I do want to bring your attention to the US dollar, which is strengthening notably. It's up against the yen. It's up against the euro. Money is coming back into the US and seemingly buying big cap tech, which has been out of favor now for around 4 months. So we're not out of the woods yet. But as someone that was bearish for over a month, I turned bearish at the end of January. I cannot sit here today and say that I'm still bearish. I'm not, pedal to the metal, getting long on margin type thing, but I have started to dip my toes back onto the long side of this market because of the unique risk reward opportunities that we're seeing in individual stocks. And they're, a lot of them are growth oriented. You even see bonds today, they're down, but well off the lows of the day. Did we just see a capitulation high in crude oil? I'm still long a few energy names. It's not my biggest position anymore. But there is the evidence here that this could have been a very classical buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. So I guess the biggest thing with me now is that people are expecting lower prices now, right? We're gonna say, hey, one more leg lower, and this is the bottom. Well, over in the Trinity trade, we're right in the time band that we've been talking about for months, for a setup for a low. So I'm starting to get pretty excited about the opportunities in this market. I've been calling this bottoming formation, this setup for a low, as the biggest buying opportunity of 2026. And on Thursday, I'm going to be taking you through something that's even more important. So make sure you check it out, because you're not going to want to miss what I have to share on Thursday. You'll definitely want to tune in because it lines up perfectly with the biggest and best buying opportunity of 2026 playing out right now. In other markets, metal selling off a little bit, gold secondary lower highs, silver also down. This could be the result of the dollar pulling, the dollar surging here. That's not all that unusual to see. Crypto, still range bound, and we'll see what happens. I see some individual crypto stocks that show some signs of life. Individual tech names, not in the big tech. If we see a rotation back into the big tech, I think it's going to lift the entire tide of the sector. So that's what I see going on today, guys. Just to wrap it up, I am no longer fully bearish. I'm not ready to be fully bullish, but I have started dipping my toes back into the market. There were some nice risk reward opportunities early in the day. We initiated some longs. Was that the absolute low? I'm not sure, but the reason I'm getting long now is because if we're buying the strongest stocks in this market and the indices make a new low, there's a good chance we don't get stopped out. And if we do, then that's what, risk management is for. But it looks like we're in an environment where it's not really a favorable risk reward offer to be short or to be bearish right now. I think there's a lot more fear compared to previous weeks. People are looking for another leg lower, and the market loves to make a fool out of the largest number of participants. So I'm ready to flip bullish at a moment's notice. So stay tuned, stick around here at TheoTrade if you want to know when I'll be getting fully long again. Thanks again, everyone. See you next time.